I make art because it's an expression of self. I can see things, I feel like I can translate them for other people, for them to understand another layer of the world, to show that beauty, to give them that beauty, and really let them experience it with me. My name's Leann Tracy, and I'm a senior in art history and painting. Art for me is definitely a way of life. Like some days I roll out of bed and all I do is make art, but it's more than just the creative process, the tactile act of making. It's definitely a thought process in the way I think, how I relate to people and how I interact with people. It becomes the art of communication, the art of thinking, a way to communicate those ideas that are running through my head, but it's also an expression of how I observe the world and how I see things through other people's eyes and through my own. When I walk down the street, it's not just like, oh, I gotta go to class. It's very particularly observing the colors that are around and the textures of the trees and the textures of the grasses and the people and how they interact with each other. I love working with mechanical pencil or with a 5B pencil or charcoal because it's a very sharp contrast, and so when I'm drawing I can visually see the paper transform, and I think that's really powerful because those are how our interactions with other people go, and that's how art kind of is, and so it's just kind of a satisfactory medium to work with because it gives so much back and you can watch the paper transform in front of you. I usually will draw first as kind of a brainstorm, as kind of the foundation of a piece or a painting, kind of as a brainstorm on where I'm going. Assemblage art and found art has to do with the world's interaction and kind of what they leave behind and my art at collecting. A person naturally presents something to another person when they communicate, so they either give them a huge part of who they are, a huge part of their heart, or something that's a little guarded. And so the concept of the jars is to emphasize that a lot of people put things away. They jar them. My mom, when I was growing up, would always can spaghetti sauces and fruits and vegetables and put them away. And that thought of, okay, what does my viewer put away for safekeeping? What memories do we tuck away in those vessels or those jars? What do we decide is going to be worth something later to put away in that drawer or put away in that envelope in our attic? Kind of take that and play with it. So some of the items are memories. One photo in there is of my godmother, who I haven't seen in 12 years, and the day that I was making the project, she had butt dialed me. So I was walking to class and it was that emotion, feel, okay, this person's calling me, I haven't talked to them in 12 years. What do you say to that person? Because I have so many memories drawn to her because she was important to me, but I haven't heard from her. And so that day, just listening to the voicemail of her everyday life of that moment where she didn't know I was listening in. And so that image was placed very specifically because it was a memory that I longed to keep, that I longed to go back on and remember those things from childhood that were really important. Each person definitely stores away different things that are important to them, but mostly to realize that every single moment of each day is filled with that, whether it's a memory that's really emotion-packed or just all the thoughts that go through your mind during one moment in a class. So it's definitely bringing together all those different moments of time, all those different memories into one concealed vessel.